The next train to arrive at platform 3 will be the 1406 Northern Service to Chester.
Well, there's many a good Yorkshire saying, but everybody loves summat for note is one of them, and I've got 4 summats for note to give to you today to uplift and enrich your modelling experience, whether in TT 120 or 00.
Listen, cause you're gonna hear a brand new story about a great engineer. He's the greatest of them all, we claim. Number one is his engine, Casey Jones, his name. Casey Jones, steaming and a-rolling. Casey Jones, you never have to guess. When you hear a tooting of the whistle, it's a Casey at the throttle of the Cannonball Express.
Hi, this is my channel Modeloco for all things model railway. Please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to keep on track with Andy Mack. And I've got 4 summats for note to show you today. Number 1, this particular morning I'm at the Park Cafe and I'm thinking about model railways as usual. And on the counter were the sugar, a bit of extra milk if you needed it, and some of these wooden stirrers. I drank my cappuccino, licked the froth off, and thought to myself, they'll come in handy for stirring paint in the shed when I get round to doing some airbrushing or whatever, or any scenic work. I must admit, I got a couple more. He said, yeah, take a couple, you're all right. But they're both about the same width. And you could use a lollipop stick, I suppose. But when people started complaining about the new couplings on TT120, I thought, I wonder. You just make sure they're not pulled out, but just pushed up, offer it in, and boom. It's as simple as that. Next one down. Make sure they're up again. That's it, out of the way. Simple as pie. What could be more simple than that, eh? And you might say, well, they're just coaches. What about these? Well, if we get the Intercity 125 out of the way, and get that into view, punch them up, again, punch them up, punch them up. How simple is that? These couplings are fantastic, and all you need is a coffee stirrer from your local cafe. Wash it, put it in your pocket, and there's 2 different varieties, so you can, a bit thicker one there, look, a bit larger size one, or the smaller one. And then when you want to hook them all back up, it's just simple as that. When you want to hook all your coaches back up, it's as simple as that. As long as you're on a straight, these couplings are superb. Not a thing wrong with them at all, and so easily uncoupled. Let's take them up into Lofthouse on the 00 layout and have a look up there. You just lift them and just unhook them like that, and there's no problem. Make sure again they're scrunched up together. It's a bit more of a knack like that, but you still get the knack. And if you're using magnetic couplings, fair enough, but that's it. Again, just like that, unhook and couple. You're going up on its side and then just do a twist. So it works just as well on 00. You'll even stir your peppermint tea. They're made of wood, so they're quite soft and gentle. It's like balsa wood. It's not going to damage your Loco, and more importantly, it's not too bendy like a cable tie or something like that, and it's not going to trip out your track, where if you use something like a screwdriver, it's going to trip your system. Wood isn't, because it doesn't conduct. That's that. Number 2, we're looking at the Cradle. And I love this, and yes, it comes with some bits here, but inside that, and I've gone on about that before, we have this. These aren't cheap, but I think they're an absolute necessity for your model railway. And you get your locomotive, dust it down, do what you need to do, whatever it is. And let's look at a TT120 coach, for instance, and the more bits you've got on it, like a locomotive, the more delicate that is. But it will do TT, and it'll do 00. If you're just starting out, and a lot of people are, And I'm really happy that a lot of people have said, thanks to you, I've got into model railways again, or just started, or jumped back on board. So you might not have one of these at the present time, and you might not have the resources because you've been buying your locomotives. Any locomotive that comes in an ice cube like this with a pull-off sheet will open up, and inside you have a place for the wheels and a place for the locomotive. Sometimes they're a bit spongy and stuff, but you might want to keep them if you haven't got a cradle. And here's a TT. This half you sit the wheels in, but if you turn it upside down, it makes a great little cradle for that specific locomotive. Fair enough, this one will handle any locomotive. This one is specific to the model you've got. So if you've got the Flying Scotsman, you're obviously going to use your Flying Scotsman box. Yeah? Here is the Prince of Wales with a steam generator on. If you haven't seen my review on that, go check it out. And we can turn that upside down. Again, this ice cube is specific to this locomotive, so it sits and holds it. And there you've got the Flying Scotsman. And I generally just give them a dust. As you can see here, this new model's got the new pushing coupling. So that sorts out your cradle dilemma. Of course, it'll go in that all day long. If you ain't got the resources, you ain't got the resources, kid. And yes, there's always the option, if you've got a piece of spare foam laying about, you know, from an old mattress or cushion or whatever, just to cut out a slot like this and make your own. But these do also come with a wheel, cleaning brush, and a scraper. So when you attach to your track, one red and one black, you make a contact and the wheels will start revolving and you can clean and scrape any grime off or anything like that. Also, these little 2 tabs here come in the packet just so you can get that against your bench and hook these in like a pen so you know where they are if you're using them a lot. And you get some lube as well in a specially designed bottle. You know you're using the right stuff then, don't you? So there are advantages to buying one of these. But as we said, if you haven't got the budget at the moment and it's gone on other things. Number 3, the next idea came from when I was fitting a blind into the window. Every blind that you buy in this type of design comes in a plastic box. And blind or no blind, it doesn't stop the birds pooping on the window. And this is the plastic sheathing that they come in once you've unboxed them. And it's very similar to, of course, the packaging on the ice cube that your locomotives come in, whether in TT or 00. But I want to keep that. I don't want to destroy these boxes. And yes, you can always fold this up when you've used it as a cradle, as long as you don't cut it. I keep that intact, and I got that pair of household scissors and just cut along here. Yeah, carefully. This bottom segment will have the one with the bit of an overlap on where they've stuck it down. So I took that piece out. So you've got a nice uniform piece. And then here are 2 fine examples of Flying Scotsman. Of course, the Alan Pegler USA and one in TT 120, the first model to be released, in fact, in that scale. Once you've cut your plastic boxing off, and you might have to search for a few in the store to get one that isn't too badly rubbed against the others. And they've got some ends on as well. I'd keep the ends on. Dust is always an issue, whether you're in 00 or TT. Cut them to whatever length you want, and it just simply sits over the top of your model, because we don't always put them back in the cabinet. Yeah, we have great intentions, and also they fit lovely onto TT. They even fit really nicely onto my old Corgi car collection models that I like to display, you know, so they'll fit on that as well. And with them being see-through, they're always in view. And that is how to get decent dust covers for your models, free of charge. On the 00 ones, they do sit on top of the model a bit. They don't quite go down, but you're not damaging anything, and it keeps that all-important dust off. You get plenty in a box, depending on how long your blind is. Even my two models of the DB5, both with the man intact actually, but one in perfect condition and one rather well played with. If I want to display them, they both stay in their present condition. You can't argue with that now, can you? Oh, fantastic. No, I'm not going to eject him. Not just for you. Oh, go on then. Does it still work? Oh, it does. There we go. The ejector seat. Just goes to show how well these mechanisms were made back in the day. And of course, who owns Corgi? Hornby. I always wondered as a kid why these were gold and not silver, as in the film. They changed the car colour before release of the film, but the models were already in production, so that couldn't be changed. So that's why they came out in gold. So there, a bit of information for you. This one still has its price tag on that I bought it from second hand in the model shop for 28 pence. How about that? It's still visible. 28p. Bit of a trip down memory lane. And does this one work? Of course it does, yeah. This one still works, even though it's been played with and played with and played with. And yes, the ejector seat does as well. I'm not going to tempt fate twice. And for sure, yeah, we've had things like the free app from Hornby, which is the best third-party app I have on the Apple device that I'm running these Locos on at the moment. But no, it's nothing to do with that or James Bond. So it's this.
The next train to arrive at platform 12 will be the 1357 Northern Service to Blackpool North.
A fascinating piece of tech, because all you do is type in leddepartureboard.com and this comes up. We've all heard, and I've certainly seen, departure boards for sale in little LED units. Pete Waterman's layout has departure boards that you can buy in various sizes, but they are expensive. They look awesome, but this is free and it's open source, so you can find your station. But before that, if you want, you can go down and how to use. And it's an accurate recreation. All the boards are designed to accurately recreate the boards you would find at stations, including scrolling information displays and paging stop displays. All the boards constantly update with the latest data, including delays to services or platform alterations. Sometimes the platform will be shown even before it would appear in the actual station. LED Departure Board is an open source project. This means everyone has access to the source code and can contribute towards the web app.
The next train to arrive at platform 6 will be the 1356 cross-country service to Penzance.
You can click the GitHub link in the top right to view the project. And there's even custom ones, so I can have Shiredale or Lofthouse and put train times in if you put the right coding in. But this isn't just available on iPad. It looks great on your computer screen. So if we go over to that, and if we accept all or decline all analytics, find your station, and I'll just type in Hebden Bridge again. And you can have a single board or arrivals, and you can tailor it to your needs. You can even log in and make your own account through Google, which I have. You can contribute and you can make your own boards. So once you've logged in, you can literally do all sorts of interesting things. It's really good. And we can go into settings here and we can look at general. So we can set the colour, real train times, national rail, beta features, cookie settings. So you can have those as well, save that. And then we can go to the main board. We can show the default board count. I'll leave it at 6. Show station name. Yeah, we'll have that. So, and then we can have a single board. Or that's on a single board. We can show station name. I'll put that on as well. Departure. You can get a unique ID. To get your unique ID, add a new board in departure board admin. There's all ways to do this, and I've already had a go at this, but it's all new to me as well. But I just wanted something on the screen while I'm letting the trains go round. You can have buses and announcements. Now, I like this. There's periodic CCTV announcements. See it, say it, sort it announcement, no smoking announcement. I'll put them all on because you'll hear then, if there's no train coming into the local station, these announcements being made.
The next train to arrive at platform 1 will be the 1331 Northern Service to Chester.
I think that's fabulous. While you're playing trains, get a look at that. That's leddepartureboard.com. And if I log in and sign in with Google, and you've got to use that to sign in, then you can make your own, once you've got a unique user ID, your own departure boards. And I've used some example coding, so it's got the wrong station on and the wrong departures and arrivals, but I could literally go into this then with the coding, with a little bit of help and a little bit of time spent, and put in all my model railway, like Lofthouse, Shiredale, departures and arrivals. That's leddepartureboard.com. So go back to Ebden Bridge. So yeah, go have a dabble. Have a look. Always here to help each other, aren't we? It's all resizable, as you can see. And all that heading just pops out of the way after a few minutes, so you can resize it to exactly what you've got on the screen. Play trains at your heart's content with a few announcements coming up to really sort of infuse and enthuse. Just don't leave it on, otherwise you'll be making a cup of tea downstairs and you frighten the kids or the girlfriend or the wife. It's great, I love it. That's leddepartureboard.com. But yeah, helping you to help me, to help others. Give us a thumbs up and please subscribe to the channel. It really helps the algorithm. Please help me do that. Thanks. See you on the next one.
The next train to arrive at platform 12 will be the 1357 Northern Service to Blackpool North.
And the wheels are striking thunder on the railroad track. There'll be Casey Jr. and the Red Rock too. Wally Sanders and the rest of the crew in a thrilling adventure that's a lot of fun. When Casey takes the throttle for another run. Casey Jones, Steven and a rolling. Casey Jones, you never have to guess. When you hear a tooting of the whistle, it's a Casey at the throttle of the Cannonball Express. Casey Jones, Steven and a rolling. Casey Jones, you never have to guess. When you hear a tooting of the whistle, it's a Casey at the throttle of the Cannonball Express.